Welcome to the very first episode of Brettcast. Y'all have been begging me to literally do video essay slash podcast style videos where I just talk and talk and talk. And by that, I mean 3 of the same people have consistently asked me to do this, so I'm just doing this for y'all, babe. As you can tell, I'm a bit raspy. Ursula did take my voice while I was sick. However, I've just got her back and still learning to use it. The topic of today's video is being a full-time artist, what that means, and is it overrated? The answer, newsflash, is probably. What does full-time even mean, babes? Let's get a bit philosophical. What does that mean in a capitalistic society to constantly produce at full-time? What does it mean for your identity to be an artist based on how much time you work on it? Da-da-da-da-da. Joking, but I'm really not joking. Other than that, we're gonna go over y'all's hot topics, aka the random tea you wanted to tell me because you just felt comfortable with me and my personality. I did ask y'all on Instagram for hot topics, so if you want to participate in next Brettcast, definitely go to my Instagram, Brettpaint. It's a fun time there, mostly art, more professional version myself, but still goofy and fun, especially if you stay tuned to my stories, because babe, that's a vibration right there. But first, let's get into this massive topic of full-time artist. Since I graduated college, I have grappled with this idea of being full-time. As I've actually gotten to this point where I have, very fortunately, the financial stability to just try this art thing out for the next year, I really had to reset and think about, babe, what does that mean? I'm sure a lot of y'all are actually in the same boat. If I was like a genie, right? Call me Will Smith, for example. Maybe that's a poor reference. You realize that when you're making a wish and you're manifesting, there's a lot of gaps between your words, and if you don't specify what those gaps are, then something crazy could happen that you may not expect or actually want. People say they want to be an artist all the time, but what does that actually look like? Do you want to be an artist that just sells work commercially, like stickers, prints, and illustrations? Do you want to be a digital artist, constantly do like animations for people, work at a big studio? Or do you want to be an artist in the sense of you're painting every day in your studio, 9 to 5, you're making large scale work, small scale work, you're selling it by yourself, you're being represented by a gallery? And do you want your income, your sole income, to come from the art that you create? Are you trying to compete for grants as a full-time artist? Are you simply trying to get higher education and work in education and be a teacher in the art world? Like, what does all this mean to you? I know I'm bombarding y'all with so many damn questions, and you're probably like, oh my god, I'm overwhelmed. And to that I say, babe, same. For some context, in case we all fell out of a damn coconut tree, I am 22 years old. I just graduated from USC in May, and I'm still figuring out what I want to do. I have this beautiful studio to myself, kind of. People are here, but like not usually. And I've been making, you know, these large scale paintings. This little foot right here is mine. And I've been personally documenting all of that, filming everything and editing everything together to share my experience with y'all. In 2 months that I've been graduated, I've been dropped by a gallery. I've had opportunities fall through. I've been rejected from so many residencies. I can't even count them all. Actually, I can because I archive everything on like a Notion page, but we won't talk about that. I've had to really think, like, what do I want from all of this? Because my dream growing up, first and foremost, was low-key to do social media. My inspirations was literally like the gayest of the gay. Joey Graceffa, Gen X Pen, Tyler Oakley, Dan and Phil. They inspired me to just create videos and share myself online, and that's what I always wanted to do. I always just wanted to like connect and talk with people, be a little goofball and get paid for it, because babe, that's the dream, no? But then as I started growing interested in art and stuff, I started watching people like Conan Gray's AP art portfolio. If you know, you know. That was so iconic. Cat Creature's art portfolio with that damn bicycle, obsessed. Anything RISD related. And I realized that through social media, I could just paint my bedroom and still make a living. And so that was always my goal. And I'm starting to get to that goal because of y'all, which I'm so appreciative of. At the same time, that makes me exist a bit outside of like the art context. Academically, I guess. People don't take you as seriously, which I want to do a whole video essay on, like the art world with a capital A versus social media artists / artists that post on social media, because there is like a weird stigma there. Anyways, it's been a damn mess, and I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to ground myself in my artistic practice and not think about other opportunities. But of course, when you get all these rejections that are necessary to do the typical full-time artist job, it is a bit discouraging. And I don't mean that in like a super pretentious way, like, ugh, I just didn't get this grant and I was like looking forward to it. No, but when you just spend time putting together an application or portfolio, you always hope to get validated in some sort of way. I don't know who did this clip. Maybe it was Phineas. But someone was talking about how if you really didn't want your art to be seen and you just did art for yourself, like you would not post it on social media, share it, or want that validation. You'd simply be happy and fulfilled by making it. So when people tell you like, oh, I just make art because I want to do it and I don't care about like the feedback, or I don't care about the prestige or awards associated with it, it's kind of a lie, babes. Who are you trying to fool? Or you can be like that guy who was like making cartoons in his bedroom for the whole entirety of his life and never told anyone, but then when he passed away, his wife found them and was like, oh my god, I need to publish these. He didn't really care. And that's why that story is so awesome, because people are like, wow, he just made art for the sake of making art, which weirdly is actually more pure than any art in like an institutional sense, because you're just doing something for yourself. So now that I'm thinking about what it means to be a full-time artist, I'm kind of like, I don't want to be a full-time artist. I just want to be a baddie. I've always said this. Babe, let me give a lesson on Baddie-nomics. Baddie-nomics, as I said time and time before and again, it's all about just doing you. It's essentially brat. Like everyone's talking about brat summer this, brat summer that. It's just being a baddie, doing what you want to do, doing it well, and not caring what other people think about you, even though it could be socially like disgraceful at times. You're kind of just being iconic by being yourself. Everyone has the potential to be a baddie. You just need to unlock it in yourself. And oftentimes it's literally just using the resources that you have available to yourself to your advantage and make anything out of it. If y'all want to go into like a more theoretical kind of background, this artist scholar who used to teach at my school but then left to Brown, as they should, named Madison Moore, wrote a fantastic book about the fabulous. And the fabulous is basically what I just described. It was more grounded in queer theory and this kind of vivacious, eccentric force that allowed you to be you, be your best self, most authentic self, most loud, queer, obnoxious self. One of the artists I admire so much for this is Sexy Red. I know, kind of goofy. I'm not too versed in the rap game, so do not clock me for this, but it looks like she's just having fun and really connecting with the culture, and you can see that with how many people resonated with her BET performance. She did not have to take all the notes well. She was just delivering a performance that was so iconically her, where everyone could relate and want to hop onto that kind of vibration. I forgot which artist said this, but they described the role of an artist as managing energy and being an energy producer. So if you imagine a singer performing in front of 500 people, that singer has the job to not only feed off of the energy of the crowd, but take that in, digest it, and then spread it back to them in an even more powerful way, or even just emit energy from their own body and presence to the audience. And then in tandem, they like build and cultivate this beautiful energy together in this space. And that's what art tries to do. You try to build that energy with the painting, and you're working with the viewer to literally tug and pull on each other's ideas and values that will create an experience and energy that will last with that viewer in their memory. And that's my goal. That's why I work with images and not words, babe, because I literally can't do words. Like, I'm so bad at words. It's actually insane. So when people see my art, I don't want them to think of like the artist statement or what I title it or the dimensions of it. I want them to just remember the feeling that they had when they experienced it. And hopefully that's just the baddie queer feeling, babe, honestly. That's all I can ask for. Moving on from that topic, because we actually exhausted it like a damn whoopee cushion being sat on, let's now go over the 2 ceramic studios that I toured and which one I'll pick. Although this artist studio is beautiful, it's amazing, it's such a vibration, I get to create what I want to create, I need to get out of here. I'm cooped up in this damn painting studio and the fumes have been getting to my brain skull, okay? I've been having headaches, migraines from smelling and ingesting, digesting, inhaling this damn oil paint. So I'm trying to move to ceramics, you know, to get that dust in my lungs, just something new. No, but honestly, yeah, ceramics can get so dusty and like hurt your lungs. So I don't know why I'm trying to escape the fumes and oil paint and then just move to that. I think I do just need to do something different with my hands. Painting with a brush is just not doing it for me right now. Because of that, I decided to tour a couple art studios in LA that support ceramics. And the first one that I toured was this place in the arts district of LA. The arts district is kind of bougie, it's kind of expensive, and even though I want to be like that LA baddie girl, I don't think I resonated with this kind of bougie aesthetic that much. Like, I immediately walked in and the air was cold, and not in like a cool, crisp way, but like, oh my god, I'm kind of frigid, babe. I don't want to make a mistake. I feel like I'm being judged. Like, the people here are so cool and so awesome, where I'm kind of just like walking on eggshells. And if I break a damn eggshell, I'm gonna get slapped on the wrist. It was just too clean. There was something about it that was just too good. Pricing of that studio, even though you do have 24/7 access, is $180 a month, and there is parking. This is why I'm quite literally sick. However, the firing fees were kind of insane over there. It would add up so much, especially if trying to make ceramic tigers for y'all to buy and purchase on my website bretttunes.com, because I know y'all want to shop some of my art and like support a baddie. But again, the vibes were just not there, and I cannot create with a bad vibe. Take a shot every time I say vibration, and babes, you'll be drunk. Or hydrated if you're underage. I hope y'all are staying hydrated, because that's the one thing I've learned by being sick so much, is that I just need to stay hydrated. Like, I have not been drinking enough water, and this is why I'm literally dying. So I decided to take a tour to another artist studio in downtown LA that my friend Hera recommended, and the vibes were very put together as well. It was a clean studio, but it had just a bit of a kick to it that I really needed, a bit of spice, because I felt like I could make a mistake in that studio and it would be chill, it would be fine, I wouldn't be chastised for it. Chastise? Is that the right word for that? I have no idea. Literally, what was I saying? I looked at my painting and I was like, I need to fix that. So my brain just stopped working for a second. And it was $30 cheaper than the Arts District place. The firing fees were way more reasonable. They have, I think, a bigger selection of clays, honestly, and a bigger studio space. So I could like be in my own little corner and world and record myself doing ceramics. Also, I feel like the vibes there were a bit better, where the type of people that would gravitate towards it would be potential people to date. Like, guys, set me up with someone. Genuinely, I have gotten burned so many times in dating for no reason. Absolutely, there's a reason, and the common denominator is probably me. I will update y'all in like a year when something finally works out. But if you want to refer to how crazy, non-existent, but still awful my love life has been, you can refer back to my other videos. That was too much, babe. That was too much. Hopefully I'll have more stories for y'all soon. I've already built up like 3 or 4 since that video, which is kind of sad. But anyways, maybe in that studio I can find myself a boyfriend, a man's, a partner, whatever. And for that one, I got a tour from the literal owner, which was so nice and so great. But the downside was parking. So I'll probably just have to like metro over and not worry about parking, or just go and hopefully find a meter and then refill it if I have like a longer studio day. But we'll see what happens. In other news, I'm trying to be Mr. and Mrs. They Themers worldwide, because I genuinely need to get out of LA, because it has been too exhausting for me for the past like 3 years, and have not given myself the ample time to travel and just experience other ways of living, aka New York. I just need to go to New York, and not just for the art scene and to see my friends on the East Coast, but to just walk around and eat a damn bagel and just go on a stroll for like 10 miles. That's my real goal. Going on a walk with a damn matcha in hand, or coffee, whatever suits you, is so underrated. Or maybe it's not. It's just the best. You get your alone time, you get your steps in, you get your exercise in, get your caffeine, and you can people watch. I think that people watching in New York will be really fun. I went last time, and if y'all know the story, like the first day I got to New York, I did go into anaphylactic shock and had to go to the hospital, but other than that, it was a good trip. I literally just walked around by myself and hung out with a couple friends here and there, but mainly just took time to reset. I was obsessed. I was hooked immediately, and this time around, I want to do the exact same thing. Hopefully stay at a hostel, or maybe crash at a friend's place, go to museums, just sketch, journal, and fully reset, so that when I come back to LA, I can just grind even harder. Also, whenever you get burned dating wise, especially if you are a person of color in the gay community, which is maybe too niche for some of y'all to experience, but that type of experience will give you a mental illness unlike any other that can only be solved via spending money on traveling and matcha. I swear to God, I need to like leave the country, leave this timeline, honestly. So maybe I'll find my future husband in New York. Like, it'll just be so fun and so fresh. I'm just really scared that when I go, I'll just randomly be interviewed by someone. There's too many street interviewers in New York, and I would be the person to like scream when they approach me and just run away. Although I do think that Twink What's Poppin' man from New York in Washington Square Park is on Big Brother right now, so maybe I won't see him. Oh my God, thank God. I think he's really cool and really sweet. I just cannot be interviewed. I really can't. I think I'd cry. And then after New York, I have to bust my ass back to LA and move into a different apartment, which will be really fun, hopefully. I know moving takes a lot out of me, but I'm just excited for a bit of a change. I'll still be around USC, which is kind of really sad, because I'll still feel like a college student, but too old to participate in any college activities. So I'll just be like literally lurking. It's kind of like going back to your hometown and then seeing people way younger than you, and they're like, wait, why are you still here? And you're kind of like, oh shit, why am I still here? Not that there's anything bad with being in your hometown. I'm just like using that as an analogy. And personally for me, like I wouldn't want to stay in my hometown. So that's why for me, I'm like, oh wait, I should probably move somewhere else. But babe, like the cheapest route I could find was probably near USC. And also if I did want to pop my ass to New York for a semester, I could easily find a subletter who's like a student at USC. In terms of art opportunities in New York, I just think that that scene would maybe get me better. LA has done me dirty a couple times already, so I think just experiencing a new art environment would be fun. See what the New York girlies are up to. And there is a New York art program that I am applying to that's kind of this like alternative schooling slash critique club where you're with a different cohort, where if you get in, you're with a mentor and 9 other people to go through this art intensive program that could either be online or in person for the next 3 quarters of the year. So that would be really nice to have because I feel literally stupider outside of school. I've read absolutely nothing. I've only watched Love Island. Babe, Love Island season 6 USA has been on my mind so much and I think it's rotting my brain. I think that coupled with my sickness has literally infested worms in my brain digitally that have made me stupider. So I think having and forcing myself to be a bit more academic will be a vibration for me. So it kind of literally actually needs to happen. And I have an office hours meeting to apply to the program happening in like 2 hours, 1 hour now, that I need to prepare for mentally because I really want to get into this program. I don't even know actually. In my opinion, I just need to shoot my shot everywhere and see what comes back, and then whatever comes back I'll just do because at this point I just need something to do. I've been applying to barista jobs, random side gigs, and nothing has come back, but I do need to prepare for that and get my life together. Another thing I'm thinking about is that this painting that I just made is not very good. It's okay, but I think it could have been way better. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. You win some, you lose some. Unfortunately, this loss just happens to be 6'5" feet and is right in front of my face, and I'll have to look at it for probably the rest of the year. And because I work with so many meticulous layers, it's very difficult for me to go back and change anything because it's not like acrylic paint where I could just go over some place that's messy. It's like, no, if you go over that place, like the actual depth of the paint, however like minuscule it is, will affect the lighting of everything else. Hopefully I'll fix her. And I've gotten in contact with a couple other opportunities in the works that maybe will use a painting of mine in here, but again, everything's a long shot. I feel like there have been so many like little handshakes or mentions of opportunities that are constantly fleeting or just out of reach that I'm not getting my hopes up for anything. I'm betting on myself. Yes, ma'am. That's one of the biggest pieces of advice that I've gotten from people in the art world consistently, is that if there's not an opportunity for you, make it yourself. I have a friend that literally started her own residency program at a law firm. Like, who thinks about that stuff? But she's like, you know what? I have this idea. I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to try to make it happen. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, we move on to the next thing. Out of that, she literally was able to curate shows in London, New York, LA, give herself a stipend, help other artists, and that all came from literally like an idea and a cold email. Same thing with my friend Courtney Poe. Like, she's doing like the whole commercial kind of photography stuff, but also inventing her own projects, creating a whole brand called Gasp, her own creative agency. She just invented the space for herself. And for me, I relate that to what I do on social media as trying to do something that's my own project that can be independent and still give me like fulfillment, money, and an artistic outlet. But I am trying to have some more things in the works of like, what could I do that will push the envelope a bit and also build space for myself. I think applying to different things and waiting for them to accept me or them to see my worth isn't cutting it so far. And while that would be fantastic and I do respect their opinions, I feel like just the timeline has to speed up a bit, and the only way that can happen is if I take matters into my own hands. So many things happening with the cold email. I get really nervous though to send those out, so it ends up not happening, but I'll push myself because I hate giving advice and then not taking it myself. I'll put it into action if y'all do. Okay? Okay. Now onto the final segment of this damn Brettcast, babe. It's y'all's hot topics, so let's go through them. First up, summer camp tea. I was crushing on this guy all camp, right? And on the last night, I followed this guy and he follows me back. So I DM him saying that his fit ate and trying to start a convo about class, but this dude never responds, which whatever, I get the vibe. But the next morning, this guy walks by me and my friends and grins at me and waves. Might be assuming a lot, but like, let's be real. That was a bitch move because he never responded, sad face. I feel you, because sometimes men, this is the problem. They're so selfish and they want everything to be on their timeline. They like to flirt, they think it's fun, they think they have power when they flirt. So then they'll do the little grin and the smile on the way, but then they'll do nothing else because they just like the attention. However, sometimes it works out. And I don't want to feed into any of your delusions, but I would still have an open mind, but also know that some men just suck and they just want attention. And this could be it could be not. You'll find out. And when you do, update me. Also, disclaimer, any advice I give is for entertainment purposes. If you take anything I say too seriously, babes, that's on you. My ex-girlfriend saw me watching corn on my Twitter bookmarks, but said nada. What do you want me to say to this? Literally, what do you want me to say to this? I love that for you, though. How do you deal with seeing queerphobia in everyday life and on social media? I love it. I think we need more queerphobia in this world. I think we need more hate crimes, more anti-LGBT laws. Obviously it sucks, but like I just make memes out of it and joke about it. I think that's the most you can do. It's like when Candace Owens said, it's all a bit fake and gay. I really resonated with that because she's right. Gays are so fake lately. Kidding. Storytime number 2. So there was this guy from my school hitting me up, texting me out of nowhere for like a whole week. And I was like, why not try this? Because it's obvious he was into me. We went on a few dates. Then after the last one, he texted me saying, we need to talk about the future. Like, okay, ... And basically he was like, I can't do this. I'm going to college where it's not okay to be gay and I just can't do that. Bitch, why did you hit me up in the first place knowing about this? And why are you texting me when we just went on a date? ... Anyways, just decided to share that. Damn, I kind of feel bad for this guy because clearly he like wants to express something but doesn't feel like he can, but then just happened to have you in the crossfire, which is really sad. I get why you be pissed, I be pissed too. Slightly annoyed, perturbed, but wow, I hope that man finds his journey because babe, that's a tough journey to be on. Okay, work. Here's another question. What was it like oh my god, I cannot read, guys. This is a problem. What was it like first sharing your art of nude self-portraits or just gay/sexual things in general? How has it changed since then? What was it like with your family? I really want to share my art with a world that has similar themes, but I'm afraid of the judgment and the awkwardness. To be honest, I've never thought about what other people thought about my art. It's actually kind of crazy. If I have an idea, I just go for it and try not to think about the repercussions socially because I've kind of given up on all of that. I've shown my bare asshole literally on the internet. Instagram took it down, but like 2,000 people saw it before that. And then also I put my asshole up in front of my whole entire school at an exhibition that I had, invited all my friends and family too. Family did not take it very well. That's okay, we got over it. I forgot that they literally saw that. In my brain it's just art, so I totally separate myself from it. What can you do? I would definitely say to take things at your own pace, do what you're comfortable with, but also don't worry about too much what other people think, especially in art school where everyone is being naked and just running around. You're so fine. You're so normal, babes. You got this. Okay, I had to switch cameras because the camera died. However, we're gonna talk about nepotism in the art world. First of all, I love nepo babies. Obsessed with them. I love elitism. I love classism. I love everything. No, but I think if you're a really good person, but there just happened to be a nepo baby, it would be kind of difficult because everything you do would be in like your parents' shadow, and all the success you have could be attributed to like the people and the spaces you grew up in. Obviously nepotism is bad, but I have some level of empathy for the nepo babies that just get a bit too much judgment because they just happen to be born in a certain family. That must come with its own challenges, of course. However, I'm also thinking like, having gone to USC and interacted with people of a certain socioeconomic status, and myself having come from a comfortable background, am I a nepo baby? Like, not directly, because I don't have like direct connections to like the art world with like family and stuff, but it's more just like I've interacted with a lot of people and have like that USC prestigious institutional brand name where doors open just because I came from that school. So is that nepotism already? Like, I know that's not the definition of nepotism, but like definitely something's there. Like, I wouldn't have gotten some opportunities if I didn't like know certain people. Or that's just like community building, building friendships, then just giving friends opportunities. I'm not really sure. But I do know, like I always say, if I or other people get into higher positions, always try to extend the ladder down. That's all you can do. You need to make a living somehow, and if you can and are able to help others, bring them up. But obviously, nepotism is not a vibe. We need a horizontal structure in our society. I do the exact same tongue thing that you do all the time. Well, I invented it, so you should probably pay me. Ins and outs regarding art, food, love, transsexuality, I must know. The things that are in for art is me. The things that are out are everyone but me. Food, Korean, love, me, please. And trans, questioning. Sometimes I want to jump off a cliff, but when I'm there, the sun looks really pretty. Okay, work. I love that for you. The sun will always come out tomorrow. Please get help if you need it though. In the words of Sabrina Carpenter, please, please, please. In my social services class today, I said that you are one of my inspirations. Oh my god, that is so sweet. I love being of service to social people. Love you so much. Love the glasses. I don't have my glasses on right now, but pretend I have glasses on and imagine me like super hot and sexy. Guys, I've been so insecure lately, actually. I'm like kidding. Another story time titled For Bret Hart. A lot happened this year, but positive news are that my family adopted 2 girl cats. Also, my older sister, whom I thought I'd never see him again, flew from Morocco. Monaco, I'm literally dyslexic, to our countryside in Belarus to come see us. Also, some scary story, my father had beef with some builder because he owed my dad some money and flew away to Germany, then got in jail in France and was found in Belgium. But the search for him ended and now he's back in Belarus and I'm scared if he's gonna take revenge. Skull emoji, skull emoji. What do I say to this? All I say is I heart you back. Anyways, love you and the art you make, bro. Wish you success and spiritual protection. I love that. I wish you success and spiritual protection. Also praying for your family, and I love that y'all got 2 girl cats. Girl cats hate me, male cats love me. I heard that female cats are a bit more protective / less social with those who aren't in their family directly. So I'm happy that you have 2 female cats that love you. They do not vibe with me, unfortunately. Last story from my friend, Morgan. I'm on a group trip right now with 20 people, and half the group I don't know, and the other half I do, and the tea is teeing. We all went out to Berlin and clubbed until 8 a.m. and at the end of the day, these 2 guys got into an argument and one called the other, let's call him Derek, a fuck boy. It was then revealed that 2 of the girls from Derek's side of the friend group were involved with him. Oh, so is this evidence that he's a fuck boy? Potentially. One was his ex who he called off an engagement. Oh my god, this is not real. This is a Netflix special. One of the girls was his ex who he called off an engagement for, and another was the girl he's currently having sex with. He paid for both of their flights out to Germany, and he's flying a 3rd girl out to the festival to meet up with. First of all, how does this man have so much money? And can I be one of the girls that are flown out? Because honestly, at this point, like, I would do anything. And also, I'm like, wait, do the girls know about this? And also, if the girls do know about it, like, are they going along with it because they also just want his money / the experience? Or are they going along with it if they know because they actually want Derek? Do I want Derek? I'm like starting to question myself, like, honestly. But I hope you have so much fun in Berlin. Please travel safe and be safe, babes. I hope you have the time in your life. Also, we love that the tea is teeing because that makes life more interesting and we need that right now. That is the end of Hot Topics and my first ever episode of Brettcast. I hope y'all enjoyed it so much. I cannot wait to edit this video. It's gonna be so fun and fresh at over an hour of footage. I'm joking, I love my job. I'm so grateful that y'all literally watch and pay attention to me at any time of the day. It means a lot, actually, genuinely. If you like this video, if you have a fun comment, critique, or joke to share, comment down below and tell me if you like this format of the video. Hopefully this will go along with my vlog. So I'll give y'all like 2 posts a week, potentially, hopefully. And if you like me, my art, want to follow my journey as an artist in LA, you can subscribe. It's a fun time here. And I think that's the end of the video, y'all. That's the end of the video.